How's it going, guys? Carlos Benavides, mental game coach from Austin, Texas. Today we're going to be going over post-shot routine. I'm sure you've heard about that pre-shot routine, and you've got a great pre-shot routine. If you've seen my loading of the Who tutorial, go check that out. Before you come here, go check out that pre-shot routine that I've got there. I think you'll really love it. But today we're going to go over post-shot routine. You need to have a post-shot routine in your life, and if you don't, you're really missing out. So what does a post-shot routine look like? Well, my pre-shot routine, like I said, go check out my loading of the Who tutorial. That's gonna go over pre-shot routine. And I'm sure, like I said, you have a great pre-shot routine. So post-shot routine, step behind the ball. I've already loaded my Who. I've done the whole pre-shot routine. And let's say something like this happens. I slice it, OB, it's out of here. Almost every single golfer, the moment you see that ball go out of bounds, can trigger your fight or flight system. So our brain doesn't know the difference between a predator chasing us and the disappointment that comes with watching a ball go OB, okay? So that triggers our flight or fight system to go off. We're triggered, we're upset, adrenaline is hitting our system. That adrenaline makes us extra strong and extra tight, does janky things to the swing. We start doing some really weird stuff. So this is where your post-shot routine comes into play. So what we do, and we prescribe to our players, is after a bad shot, pow, we go OB, you should be taking advantage of the time in between that shot and your next shot. Maybe you're walking, maybe you're riding. There's still a little bit of time to be used there. What should we be doing? We should be reverting back to a 4-4 breath or a 4-8 breath. What does that mean? Breathing in for 4 seconds, breathing out for 8 seconds, breathing in for 4 seconds, breathing out for 4 seconds. Sometimes when I'm on the course and I'm moving, I find that breathing out to 8 seconds can be a little tough. So 4-4 or box breathing, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, really works for most golfers, right? So what does that look like? Well, I'm gonna hit a shot, and let's say we hook this thing out of bounds. Oh, I hooked it, it's out of here. OB, in the trees, a mess. I'm triggered, I'm upset. What do I immediately start doing? I notice. First step is to notice that emotion is there. Name it to tame it, right? That's disappointing. That's step one. Then my higher self, my inner self can take over and tell myself, hey, let's see what the breath is doing. More than likely, breath is going, we're upset, or we're holding it, right? So maybe we're throwing a fit, maybe we're upset. We can catch ourselves in this moment. Those are all signs of being in fight or flight. So I immediately put on my bag or get in the cart. Now, what do you notice the moment you start to 4-8 breath? You start to notice that you calm down. The second thing you notice is your mind is no longer in the past. We talk about this all the time. The mind can be in 3 different places: the past, the present, and the future. After bad shots, our mind is almost always in the past. Notice it. Notice you're in the cart on the way to the next shot and still kicking yourself about what happened. The mind is stuck in the past, replaying that and replaying it and replaying it. You might be telling yourself some really terrible things. A lot of golfers do. That's perfectly normal. But what is that doing? Is it serving your game? Is it serving you? Is it serving your body? Is it serving your mind? Absolutely not, right? So we want to get that breathing under control, because guess what? The breath is always in the present moment. And guess what you're not doing when you're breathing your 4-8 or your 4-4? You're not thinking about the past. That is true moving on. We hear it all the time. Move on, move on. Easier said than done. How do we actually do that? We do it with our breath, because your breath is always in the present moment. Your breath is tied to your nervous system. The moment the breath or the body detects that the breathing is stable again, fight or flight turns off in about 2 minutes. Like I said, it goes on. It goes on instantly. The moment you see that ball go where it's not supposed to go, triggers your fight or flight, it's on. And it can stay on all round long until you go in there and intentionally disengage it, right? And a lot of players will say, I'll start playing better after I start drinking. Well, yeah, because we calm down, right? There's lots of ways to do it, but there's also healthier ways of doing it. Not to say that you can't have your drink. Absolutely, of course you can. But if we want to do this on our own, we're playing a tournament, we can't lean on something like that, This is a way to be able to do it without something external. We can do it from within. We can do it from internal sources, right? So again, even if I hit a good shot, let's say I'm design a little draw here, right? Got 2-iron, I'm on the tee, and I'm on the first tee. Okay, let's just say I'm on the first tee. I'm here, you can feel those nerves a little bit. Oh my gosh, that went so well, thank goodness. First tee vibes, and that first ball goes down the fairway. Guess what? It can still trigger our fight or flight, right? We're still in that. So it becomes really important that no matter what, good or bad, in between the shots, we're going back to our breath, right? It makes very little sense to develop presence over the ball and then lose presence on the way to the ball and have to get presence back. And then in between shot again, lose presence and then come back to the ball and try to get present again. If we can make our round one continual present moment, then it becomes easier to play good golf. We're gentle on our body and our nervous system. And believe me, your mind is going to thank you, your body's going to thank you, because you didn't go out there and just wring yourself by the neck all round long. Perhaps something went really, really well. You've got a nice birdie putt, you drain it, super exciting. That can also trigger that excitement. I see a lot of players make a good putt, make a birdie, and then go on to the next hole, and you're terrified to ruin that birdie. We're still stuck in the past, and now we're anxious about moving forward because I just made this birdie and I'm terrified to lose it. Now it counts all the more, and I can't begin to tell you, and I'm sure you know, you're a golfer, that after good holes, sometimes the doubles show up, and for some reason, it just creates more attachment, right? Because it starts to mean more to us. I did so good, I don't want to lose it. Well, what we have ended up losing is our presence, right? We're losing our mind to past future thoughts, and it triggers our fight or flight system. So, once again, what are the big takeaways from today's lesson? Your post-shot routine is incredibly important to playing good golf. And I guarantee you most golfers do not have a solid post-shot routine. So it takes a while to develop. Every new practice it's a new habit. So even though you're already out there and you've got a pre-shot routine and you think, oh, I should be able to do this every time, you're gonna go out and you might notice that you'll skip it every once in a while. You'll forget every once in a while. That's perfectly normal. Don't worry about that. As you develop the practice, it'll become more and more solid as you do it more and more often. So post-shot routine. What are your big takeaways from today? Please leave it in the comments. I'd love to know. Please like and subscribe for more mental game content. I appreciate you deeply. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.